Hello students, we are going to discuss the topic reproduction in plants and also in animals we will discuss. So firstly we will define what is reproduction. Reproduction is the ability of an organism to produce new generation of individual of the same species is called as reproduction. That is producing a new plant or organism from the existing one is called as reproduction. So this reproduction, it is of two types, asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Here asexual mode of reproduction, where there is no involvement or no formation of gametes, then that type of reproduction is asexual reproduction. Here under asexual reproduction, vegetative parts are root, stem, leaf, they are going to give rise to a new plant. So here when a root, when you observe beetroot, carrot, they give rise to again a new plant, root. Stem, sugar cane, potato, notes, ice, they give rise to a new plant. Leaf, bryophyllum, example is bryophyllum, a leaf giving rise to a new plant again. So this is asexual mode of reproduction. And in case of sexual mode of reproduction, there is formation and fusion of male and female gametes, and forming the union of male and female gametes give rise to zygote. This is called as fertilization. Next we'll see. Here in case of plant, flower is the reproductive part of a plant. In a flower we can see four different whorls: calyx or sepals, corolla or petals, androecium and gynoecium. These two are common, and here androecium is the male part of the flower, and gynoecium is the female part of the flower. So we'll see the flower. Here stalk is present, pedicel, and these are the sepals or calyx and corolla, and these are the stamens. The stamen consists of a filament and a pollen sac wherein pollen grains will be present. This totally stamen is called as the male part, androecium. And when you observe gynoecium, female part of the flower, it starts from the ovary. This is the style, and here it is the stigma. So here, if a flower contains all these four whorls, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, then it is called as the complete flower. If any one of the whorl is missing in it, then it is called as a incomplete flower. And next we'll see unisexual flower and bisexual flower. Unisexual and bisexual. Here unisexual flower means whether it may be any male flower or female flower, they are separate. If a flower contains calyx, corolla and androecium, that is male part, then it is a male flower. If a flower consists of calyx, corolla and gynoecium, that is female part, then it is a female flower. So there are separate male and female flowers, then it is called as a unisexual flower. If both the male and female parts are present in the same flower, then it is called as the bisexual flower. So here examples: unisexual flower, cucumber, bottle gourd, etc. Here in bisexual flower, in case of hibiscus, datura, you can see male and female parts are present within the same flower. Next, pollination. What is pollination? Here when you observe, the pollen grains which are present in the pollen sac, that is anther, they fall on the stigma. The transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma is called as pollination. If it is taking place within the same flower, then it is called as self-pollination. If transfer of pollen grain from one flower to the stigma of another flower, then it is called as cross-pollination. So who are going to transfer these pollen grains? They are called as agents of pollination. So through air, water, birds, insects, animals, human beings. These are the agents of pollination. Next topic is seed dispersal. Here seeds are dispersed, moving from one place to another place to give rise to a new plant. So for this process also there are agents of seed dispersal. They are also same as agents of pollination, wind, air, water, insects, birds, animals and humans. They transfer or they carry from one place to another place and give rise to a new plant. So this takes place in case of plants. Next we will see reproduction in animals. So how it is taking place. In case of reproduction in animals, we observe two different type of animals. Oviparous, the animals that lay eggs and give rise to a new individual, then they are called as oviparous animals, like birds, snake, crocodile. They all lay eggs and generate the new individual. Next, viviparous animals are those that directly give rise to a young one, direct birth to the young one. Those type of animals are called as viviparous, like human beings, goat, buffalo, sheep, etc. Those are all viviparous. So how to identify this, whether the animal is viviparous or oviparous? There are two characteristic features for the identification purpose. If the animal has external ears and epidermal hair, then they are viviparous animals. Viviparous animals have external ears and epidermal hair. In case of animals also, there are two types of reproduction process taking place. By the process of asexual mode of reproduction, two examples. Here, budding process takes place in case of hydra, wherein the hydra, a small bud-like structure forms, and this with time it elongates and cuts from the parent body and becomes the daughter hydra. So this is the budding in case of hydra. And in case of amoeba, the asexual mode of reproduction takes place through binary fission. The amoeba, it enlarges in its size. The cytoplasm and the nucleus divides into two daughter amoebae. So this is one becoming two by incision, that is fission. Hence it is binary fission. Next definition is the transformation of the larva into adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. This you can see in case of frog, and in animals even sexual mode of reproduction takes place same as in plants, where there is formation of male and female gametes, and fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote by the process of fertilization. So here in humans, the male gametes are testis and sperm duct and testes are the male gametes. In case of female, the gametes are ovaries. So in the male, the reproductive organs are testis, sperm ducts and penis. These are the reproductive parts in case of males. In case of females, ovaries, oviducts and uterus. These are the female reproductive organs. So male gamete is the testis and female gametes, they are the ovaries. Testis forms or releases the sperms and female ovaries releases the ova. So these two fuse to form the zygote. This is called as fertilization. So in this manner the reproduction takes place in case of, and this zygote, it undergoes changes to form the embryo, and embryo develops into fetus within 9 months in the female womb and give birth to the child. So this is called pregnancy period. Okay children, this is reproduction in case of animals. Thank you.